Alright, welcome everyone to another night of us casting the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Still in the group stages. It's Group D. And it's the start of Group D. We get to see a whole new group of teams. And we're going to see a whole bunch of the North American rejects. This is, of course, version 2. It's their second go at it. Of course, they came out last time for the TI4 qualifiers to try and make a run at it. But we're going to see North American Rejects, version 2. We're going to see them for all 3 games tonight. First game, it's going to be this one, of course, going up against the Void Boys. Second game is going to be against Top 5. And a third is going to be against our other team that made it through the qualifiers. That's the NEL Goons, which is Bloody 9, Ritsu, I Annihilate, F4L, all those guys.
Radiant team pick.
Just to let everyone know about what happened with the end of Group C, which of course we were casting and ended up in a tiebreaker between Complexity, Not Today, and eHug. So we had a 3-way tie for, I guess, first place, and only the top 2 advanced. Only the top 2 advanced. There is going to be a tiebreak for that. It's tentatively set for the 26th. So there is a time set for it, but that's not finalized. So we'll have to keep you updated on what's going on with that.
Radiant team pick.
But that's when, or potentially when, that's going to be decided. So we can look forward to that. But I haven't introduced myself. So if you're new here, I'm Niz. Welcome. I'm not the official caster for Dota 2 Canada Cup. That's going to be Mott and Coddle Guy tonight on the official stream at Dota 2 Canada Cup on Twitch.
10 seconds.
So you can go check those guys out as well if you're interested in that. Also, make sure you buy the damn in-game ticket for this tournament because it's awesome and you should support it. It's $9. Gets you a Sven set as well. Gets you access to all the games so you can go in and watch them from whatever perspective you want. If you're not satisfied with my camera work or Mott's, then that's you can get in there and get your own camera work going on. But we do have a good group tonight. This is going to be interesting. So far, I think the group of death had to have been Group B. It's so close between all those teams, which is funny that I say that.
10 seconds remaining.
Because Group C has a 3-way tie, so you have to say that means those teams were all close, but I think all 4 teams were really close in Group B. And Group D certainly has the makings of potentially being extremely close as well. So I'm looking forward to the games that we're going to be casting tonight. For the North American Rejects, we have Ush, Fogged. Perfect time is, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
5 seconds remaining.
MSS, there we go. Came back to me, and the last guy all the way down here at the bottom that isn't showing a name, that's Korok. Not sure who Chad is. Of course, when the North American Rejects resurrected in version 2, I believe Bleak was the 5th player. So I'm not sure if Chad is Bleak or whatever, as he's well, his profile's private, so I can't even go in and check that. So they got Chad. Whoever Chad is, as he's not on the roster, he's a stand-in. So whether that's Bleak or not, I'm not sure. As for the Void Boys, well, they've been struggling a little bit lately. They managed to win 2 series, one against Leviathan and one against eHug. But all their other series have not gone well for them. They've taken a few games here or there, but ended up losing the series. They lost twice to Wheel. They lost to Root. They lost to No Tidehunter, they lost to Complexity, they lost to Team Tinker. I don't know if that really counts, but they lost to Team Tinker. So they've been losing quite a bit recently. They've also been playing with a little bit of a different roster than I think some people may be accustomed to Void Boys playing with, as they're no longer playing with BN and no longer with Pat Soul either.
Reserve time.
So there's been a little bit of a roster shuffle, I guess, for a little bit of the NI scene, as we see 747 and Schwan joining the Void Boys now, as both of those were playing on kind of the older version of Boreal, or at least the more recent older version of Boreal, as that team has also changed a bunch of time. times. Mr. Sizzo in chat says, no Pat Soul, they fucking
Radiant
lost.
team
No, I wouldn't go that far. These guys have still been playing quite well. Pat Soul, of course, an incredible carry player, and he did work for them in the past. But these guys are a good group of players. So definitely don't underestimate them because they're not playing with 1 or 2
10
players.
seconds remaining.
But let's catch up in this draft as we've got a little bit to
5
cover here as we've got
seconds
Wisp
remaining.
and Shadow Fiend being the bans from Void Boys. Troll and Sniper banned out by
Reserve
NAR.
time.
Then Vengeful Spirit and Clockwork were the picks for Void Boys. Lion and Zeus for NAR. Then the bans. Phantom Lancer and Storm get banned out by Void Boys. And now it's Skywrath and... Oh, they had the opportunity there to give it to me at the right time so it all flowed smoothly. See, now it's all falling apart. But it just doesn't happen, so we're still waiting on their 4th ban. But they've already got Venge and Clockwork, and I love both those heroes, so I like to see that on the side of Void Boys. TA is going to be the ban.
Radiant team pick.
As Clockwork, dire side, it's easy peasy, right? You just use your cogs to block those creeps, throw them off into the trees, stand there, and do absolutely nothing while the creep equilibrium comes right back towards your tower, and then you soak up all the XP, get all the last hits, and it's not even like you're an offlaner. So I like the dire side Clockwork. And Vengeful Spirit, what can you say about Venge?
10
Top tier
seconds
support.
remaining.
Just too good. Her aura, her minus armor, her stun, her
5
swap.
seconds
There's
remaining.
nothing that's not good about Vengeful Spirit. She's just incredible. And that's why we see
Reserve
Void Boys
time.
picking her up. But NAR also picking up one of the strongest or
Dire
highest
team pick.
or highly contested supports, and that's going to be the Lion. Then they also picked up a Zeus. Not sure if that's going to be support or if it's going to be one of the core positions. I have to say right now, probably going to be a support, but we'll have to wait and see. As they pick up their 3rd hero, which is going to be an Axe. Most likely that's going to be in the offlane. So now we turn to Void Boys, and what are they going to pick up?
Remaining.
Well, they can pretty much go anywhere from here. They've got a Clockwork who's going to be able to
5
create some
seconds
space in the
remaining.
early game. Also could potentially protect a little bit of a squishier
Reserve time.
mid laner. Not sure who that would be, but it's going to be Queen of Pain. So it's not...
Radiant
The Clockwork
team
definitely doesn't have to go and protect the Queen of Pain as the game goes on, but they're certainly going to be working together, the two of them, as the two of them are going to be quite deadly if they do so in terms of being able to gank someone and pick heroes off, especially to start off a team fight. Clockwork can jump in, lay down the cogs, trap someone in, and Queen of Pain can then position herself to blow them up. Or Clockwork could actually just jump
10
in, uses his
seconds
cogs to
remaining.
separate the enemy team, and then Queen of Pain uses her burst on those heroes that are
5 seconds
isolated away
remaining.
from their team. So we're going to see some pretty good synergy there. You also have,
Reserve
like I said,
time.
lots of protection with the Clockwork. Not going to be protecting the Queen of Pain, but going to potentially be protecting their safe laner, whoever that would be. And then on top of that, then you also have the Vengeful Spirit swap as well to protect that hero. So they could go with something a little bit squishier as their safe laner. Sniper is probably the prime example, but we've already seen him banned. Shadow Fiend as well, but he's banned as well. So I don't know. We'll have to see what these teams choose to go with. As both of them have dipped quite a bit into the reserve time, as you see NER and NER, North European, I guess? Rejects would be the E? I have no idea. But it's NAR, North American Rejects. Is they're taking their time here, really trying to decide what they're going to go with. It's going to be a Magnus.
Dire team pick.
Well, I was right. The Zeus is a support. As Magnus looking like he's going to be in the mid lane going up against the Queen of Pain. Axe is going to be in the off lane. And then we have Lion and Zeus supporting a hero that's yet to be determined in the safe lane. As for Void Boys, Queen of Pain, like I said, going to be in the mid lane up against the Mag. Clockwork in the off lane. And Vengeful Spirit protecting Unsure with
10
Unsure.
seconds remaining.
So Void Boys... against an Axe,
5
it's a little bit
seconds
difficult
remaining.
with just a Vengeful Spirit. Maybe if you go something like a Slark,
Reserve time.
you could, yeah, they're going to pick up a Chen. I was going to say, maybe if you go something with like a Slark, you could pick a greedy jungle hero like a Chen to be able to park him in the jungle and get a little bit more farm, and then be in a little bit of a better position. And I think Chen is a wise pick as well,
10
because you've got the
seconds
Hand of
remaining.
God, which if you get in a bad situation, you get someone who's caught
5
out with the
seconds
taunts, or you get
remaining.
someone who's caught out with a bad RP skewer, then you've got the Hand of God to at least keep them alive for a little bit.
Dire
Dro's going to
team
be the
ban.
ban for North American Rejects. And now Void Boys are going to choose who they're going to ban on as well. It's going to be Animage. And now we get to find out who the
Radiant
fifth's
team
going to be for NAR. I think Void. Mr. Sizzle said Void Boys is going to pick Void, but I don't know. I think Void would actually be an interesting pick for NAR. Mag being able to buff the Void is going to give him a good amount of damage, and the Chronos pretty strong against the Queen of Pain. The downside to picking Void against Void Boys is the fact that the Vengeful Spirit can
10
always swap
seconds
that target
remaining.
out that you choose to focus down, and then yeah, you pretty much get a
5
guaranteed kill on the
seconds.
Vengeful
5
Spirit. But
seconds remaining.
Venge with her aura is it's almost like you haven't killed her.
Reserve time.
So maybe that's not necessarily the pick. For Void Boys, I still like Slark. I think Slark's a good pick here.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, 10 seconds. Come on. What's it gonna be?
5
What's it gonna be?
seconds remaining.
3, 2, Spectre. Okay, so they got some global presence with the
Dire
Zeus.
team pick.
The Mag buffing the Spectre's damage is gonna be pretty strong too. Interesting. Interesting, that's for sure. We'll have to see how it's going to work out for them. Void Boys. Come on, pick the Slark. Make me look good. Spectre games aren't always boring, man.
10
Come on.
seconds remaining.
Come on. How do you know it's not going to be a
5
super
seconds
aggressive
remaining.
Spectre? Fun fact, when Spectre was first added into the
Reserve
game, he was
time.
added into the game because Ice Frog wanted a hero that was going to be very active on that map, constantly jumping around and ganking people. And now we think of Spectre as pretty much the exact opposite of that. A hero that's just going to sit in lane, be weak as hell, do absolutely nothing, and eventually come on late.
10 seconds remaining.
But that was the original idea behind Spectre. It's not going to be a Slark, it's going to be a Luna. Yeah, it's still the same thing applies, right? With the Clockwork being able to protect her. Same with the Vengeful Spirit. The Slark probably needed that protection less than a Luna would. But the Luna gives you a little bit better scaling going into the late game, as it's a hero that can farm certainly faster than a Slark, and it's a hero that's going to be able to potentially deal with the Spectre late game. Glaives are also pretty good at dealing with illusions as well. The downside is, if Luna gets caught out, she's just going to go down. Slark has ways of not dying. But I don't know about the Luna. We'll see how Void Boys are going to make it work. As we're into this one for our first game of
Prepare
Group
for
D
battle.
for the Dota 2 Canada Cup. And that's going to be North American Rejects on the Radiant side playing. Oh, we're going to have a pause. We need to reconnect on 747. But let's introduce the players. And there's no good place to put this game as pause screen as I introduce this. It's going to be Ush on the Spectre. Fog just going to be taking up the Zeus. Korok is... There he is. He's going to be on the Magnus. Chad is going to be on the Lion. And all the way up here in the top lane, who's a little bit of a loner off by himself. It's going to be perfect time, but that is MSS. As for our heroes on the Dire side, they're going to be Team Void Boys. Mercy Please is going to be taking control of that Luna. Schwan is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit. Fly is going to be playing the Chen. 747 is going to be on the Queen of Pain, and as we make our way down here, it's going to be a Mega Poner on the Clockwork. I'm not sure what DGCY stands for, but a couple of them, in fact, 3 of them have it in their names. So, Void Boy sponsor? I don't know. But DGCY. Apparently he's on the end of most of their names. So maybe we'll be able to find out what that is. Go when ready. Alright, here we go. We're starting off as there's been a little bit of drawing on the map coming out from NAR. They want to go and take their jungle. They don't want any warding shenanigans going on, blocking up some of their camps, which is a little bit surprising because when you look at these two rosters, you think, well, who would be the ones going out to try and stop jungling? You'd expect NAR to make their way up here to stop the Chen from jungling, but it's almost the exact opposite. Is NAR taking their jungle and making sure it's nice and secured. That actually does throw a wrench in a few things here. As Fly did start with a set of sentries, but he's not going to need to use them at all because nothing's blocked. None of the camps are blocked, so no need to put out those sentries. And pings going out as the teams spot each other, and a Megaponer actually placed that ward not in the lane or off to the side of the lane, but actually up here to spot the bottom rune for them. The top ward will actually be in this location to spot a little bit of where that offlaner is going, so they can help keep the axe down. And they are putting a lane ward as well, so both teams valuing locking down the offlaner quite a bit. And you have to say that, well, it's just going to be a tougher lane for the axe just because this is a clockwork, so yeah, he can of course use those cogs just like he did now. He missed one, but oh, this is a disaster. It's still going to work, still barely going to work. He was just fat enough to plug that hole and make sure that those creeps weren't able to squeeze on by. And this creep will go down, and then he'll release it so this creep wave doesn't go on his tower. And he'll be able to last hit under the safety of his own tower and get some vital XP and a little bit of gold as well. Maybe not gold. We'll have to see. Well, he's under the spotlight here as well. Nope, no gold. No gold. 0 CS right now. Oh well. That's at least the idea behind it. He got the XP, which is the most important part. And yeah, it's a little bit hard to last hit at level 1 under the tower when you've got enemy heroes kind of disrupting it. MSS playing aggressive in the top lane does actually get a taunt off on a Mercy Please, so that'll allow him to take a little bit of damage from spin procs, but also the creep wave is on him, so he's going to drop down to about half HP, but certainly no kill was possible there. As we are going to have the Vengeful Spirit and the Luna in this top lane going up against the Axe. The Chen sitting in the jungle, expect him to make some potential rotations early on. In the mid lane, we've got Magnus going up against the Queen of Pain, and in the bottom lane, it's going to be the Spectre, the Lion, and the Zeus going up against the Clockwork. Clock taking a little bit of damage there and getting forced back to his tower, and now he's going to actually push out. Even though he's a little low on HP, he's going to push out and try to contest for this bottom rune, and this is a little bit risky biscuits. As, oh no, he's actually going to be okay. Fog didn't have mana because of the Cog's push burning his mana, so he didn't have any mana to nuke him there. And Chad was actually standing up here on the high ground, waiting to stun down onto the Clockwork, allowing them both to combine their skills to get a kill there. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, for a Megaponer, he didn't get close enough for that Lion to throw out the stun. Let's actually take a look at this obnoxious axe. It's an auspicious Wyvern Guard Edge. Even the name is obnoxious. I kind of like it though. It suits Axe well. He's just running around with a giant axe. I mean, how else are you gonna chop people's heads off? When you think about it, he takes the axe above his head and swipes down with it and chops off a head on a target that's standing still. He doesn't even slice it to the side. I mean, it's got to be a special kind of axe to get that done. Well, let's take a look at how our lanes are going, as the Queen of Pain dominating so far in the mid lane at 1911 CS versus the Mag, who's only at 10-0, but that's to be expected. It's not so much about comparing the CS between these two heroes. It's about, well, them getting what they need to move from the early laning phase into that early mid-game transition, and of course then having full effectiveness in the mid-game. And obviously Magnus just needs to really get his his Arcane Boots and his Blink Dagger up at a reasonable time. Queen of Pain, she's going to need a little bit more to scale as I miss First Blood in the bottom lane. As Clockwork getting caught out there. And Ush is actually going to be the one with the First Blood. So Spectre off to a pretty good start. And good job there from Fogged and Chad as they were able to lock down that Clockwork. Not sure how it happened, but I'll try and catch the next one so we know. It's been a few times that Clock has taken a little bit of damage in the offlane. I shouldn't have looked away. I was talking too much about the mid lane. I apologize. But it looks like Fogged is going to sit in the mid lane, soak up a little bit of XP as Korok got forced back to the fountain to replenish his bottle. As that was just going to be more efficient than him actually staying in lane and playing super safe until the courier was going to be able to fly out and fly back with the bottle and all that stuff. As for our safe laners, well, they're dead even. 26 last hits apiece. But, of course, with that First Blood going to Ush, that's going to give him a little bit of an advantage over the Luna. As for our offlaners, of course, Clockwork died, so we've got to hold that against him. But he's sitting at 5 and 3, whereas Axe sitting at 8 and 0. So I guess if you combine the last hits, they're even. But of course, Axe having that little extra amount of last hits or CS going his way, he's going to end up with a little bit more gold. And certainly he didn't lose the gold like Omega Poner did when he died. Not sure how much he lost there, but obviously it hasn't set him back too much as he's just bought a couple items on the courier that he's going to be flying out in just a second. Well, it looks like we're going to have the Cogs trapping the Spectre in right by the tower. He's even going to try to step out of it and get pushed back towards the tower. Will he go down to the tower here? He's 60 HP. He's going to drop down to 9. So close, but Omega Poner just not able to get that kill there. But good attempt coming out from the Clockwork. Trying to redeem himself for feeding early on. 747 will just bottle up the bounty rune and fly. Looking to set up a little bit of a gank here in the top lane as he wants to wrap around, but he doesn't know that the Axe has completely abandoned. He's gone back to the jungle to farm up a little bit, but maybe they actually know that this rotation is going to be coming out from Fogged here, as he will not see those creeps. And uh-oh, here we go. Fogged is in trouble. He's going to get trapped by the Troll Warlord, or Troll, whatever the thing's called, in a second, and there it goes. Then he's going to get stomped by... I don't even know the names of these things. Hellbear Smasher. And it's just a nice kill coming out from Void Boys. Good rotation there from the Chen. And now they're going to look to push this tier 1 tower, and I think they certainly can, as they've got the Chen creeps. Surprising they didn't push up a little bit further with the Hellbear Smasher to tank this creep wave so that their creeps would stay on the tower and to get a little bit more damage in.
Radiant's top tower
But it looks like they're going to be
attack.
able to take the mid tier 1 tower regardless, as it should be falling in just a second here. Who will get the last hit? It's going to be the Luna.
Radiant's top tower has
Exactly who
fallen.
they wanted to. Korok once again still getting bullied by 747 in the mid lane, who's now at level 8. And that's pretty damn scary when you get level 8 on the Queen of Pain. That means she pretty much has everything maxed out. You typically, when you hit 8, you're maxing Scream of Pain for the 4th skill up there. So expect her to go aggressive here, and instead Korok's actually going to bring out the RP, and he's going to skewer right back to MSS, who is waiting on the Axe, follows it up with a taunt. Great teamwork there coming out from NAR, as if that play didn't happen, I think Korok definitely would have gone down there. So great bait and great play there coming out from the North American rejects. There's a Omega Poner just about to hit level 6, so expect him to potentially get active. He may stay down here till level 7. Depends how much he's going to get zoned out by Chad and co. So he could potentially move around and make some use out of that hook shot, but we'll have to wait and see. He's not going to move away because 747 just TP'd down here, but he has been spotted out by this Observer Ward, so NAR knows what's going on here. And they're just actually going to hide below their tier 1 tower. The question is, will they come down and kind of counter gank? Now, it's been drawn out on the map that maybe they're making that rotation, or maybe it was just saying, hey, come down here, help us out, make this rotation. And this could work out for us. I think they know where the clockwork is, as he's showing in lane, but they don't know exactly where 747
Radiant's
is.
bottom tower
But
is
if
under
they
attack.
do manage to get an opening up on her, oh, she walks into the observer ward and almost, Chad almost able to get the hex off there. Had he done so, I think that would have been a dead Queen of Pain. But Void Boy's walking on the edge there, but not falling over yet. That was a little bit of a close call for them. I wonder if they actually are able to read into the events that happen there and know that there's a lane ward, whether it's here or here or wherever, that there's a ward protecting their safe lane.
Oh, did that
I guess the
hurt?
most telling moment was when the creep wave was right here and both of them weren't up at the creep wave. They were behind or below the tower right after that Queen of Pain made the rotation. But we'll have to see if that ward gets counter-warded or if they try to play around it, such as smoking like this and making their way into the Radiant jungle and towards the bottom lane, as I'm expecting that's where they're going to go. They're going to use a sentry to block up the magic bush, and they're going to run right into Chad here, who's going to walk right up onto the high ground right as a Megaponer gets there. And all he has to do is pop out a battery assault. We don't even get much mana used there in the end. And now we're going to have a hook shot. It's going to land on Korok. He gets trapped in the cogs, but he's just going to skewer himself out of there. And now Omega Poner is going to take a bunch of damage. There comes the Hand of God coming out from the Chen. Not going to keep him alive, though, as Fly is now going to try to run for his life. Schwan comes in and swaps him, but Schwan goes down as well. And I think Fly is going to tick out here from the Battle Hunger and the Urn. Indeed, he will. The Urn gets the kill as Ush has picked up that on the Spectre. And, oh, we just have a pause here for a second as... Well, I'm not really sure why, but 747 and Ush are kind of going at it down here. Expect MSS to come down and help out his Spectre in just a second, but I don't think this is going to result in anything. Because I think they're just going to completely disengage here with the haste on the Queen of Pain. Oh boy! Oh, that's a whiff. That's a whiff Sonic Wave. 747 wants that back. He wants to rewind time because that was a whiff Sonic Wave. Which meant he didn't get the kill on Korok, and it even cost him his life. Oh my. Disaster. Absolute disaster for 747. I can't help but laugh a little bit. I feel bad, but that was pretty bad. Oh man. Well, it happens. It happens. Oh. And they end up ahead 6-2 at the end of all that exchange. 747 TP's back in upon respawning. A little bit angry, runs at or blinks at Korok and just screams at him. It's a scream of pain. Oh man, that Sonic Wave. Well, let's take a look at our net worth. Our top net worth is going to be the Luna, who's just been sitting up here quietly in the top lane. 5,300 net worth. 47 on the Spectre. Ush been a little bit more active on the map, so you can expect his net worth to be a little bit lower. As for our next two, they're pretty close. It's the Axe and the Queen of Pain.
Middle tower is under attack.
And the Mag a little bit behind. Let's actually take a look at Mag and see the kind of progression he's made. He's got his Arcane Boots sitting on 1650 gold. So a little ways out still from completing the Blink Dagger, about 600 more gold to go for him. The Axe has finished his, and they're going to look to make use of it here as Fogged, Chad, and MSS have smoked up. But their smoke has just ended, and they even used the Thunder God's Wrath there to scout out the positioning of their opponents. And there we go, the Blink Taunt's going to come out from MSS onto Schwan, and they're going to get a kill there. Mercy Please has popped the Eclipse, but he's going to go down as well. Now a Megaponer could be the focus target here. We're going to get another Blink Taunt coming out from MSS. It's going to be a triple. And we're even going to have an RP land on 747. 4 heroes are going to go down for the side of Void Boys. And it's going to be a 5th as Fog manages to get in range, get the Lightning Bolt off, and burst down that Chen. And they are just losing the one hero. That's going to be the Axe. But MSS made some pretty big plays there with the Blink Taunts. He made 2 of them there that allowed a lot of that series of events to happen. So You have to give props to him in that team fight. I think he really
Radiant's bottom
He really
tower
put
is under
the
attack.
North American Rejects in a position to win that team fight, and they certainly did.
Dire's middle tower is under
See,
attack.
we just went over the net worth, but it's changed pretty drastically since we just looked, as our top 2 net worth are actually on the side of North American Rejects now, as Mag and Spectre have jumped to the top. They're only slightly ahead of the Luna now, only 100 gold ahead of the Luna, but she's going to be in the 3rd place, and then the next 2 are going to be the Axe and the Queen of Pain, pretty much even. What does that mean in terms of our teams comparing them against each other? That means that it's gone way up in favor of the North American Rejects, almost 3,000 gold in favor of them. It was pretty much even up till that moment. As for the XP, it's a lot more North American Rejects favored, which is actually a little bit surprising, considering the Void Boys have a Chen on their side. As you typically expect to side with Chen to get a little bit more gold because of the jungling, and also a little bit more experience because they've got a hero in the jungle, and they're only splitting their lane experience by 2 rather than 3. So NAR definitely ahead in this one, but it's very, very close, as we saw just that one team fight has separated the teams. And Void Boys looking to get a little bit of that back by sitting in Roche. They're scouting out their opponent's positioning with this tornado, which does a lot of damage early on. Certainly not something to be underestimated, but here we go as we get another Blink Taunt from MSS. That's going to allow Korok to get a double kill. And now Schwann is in a bad spot. There's going to be the RP. It's a 3rd for Korok, and will they look to get another? It's the Queen of Pain who was the closest, as she 7-4 Savage managed to blink away. We also had Schwann went down to okay. MSS got the kill on the Vengeance Spear. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't even see the Luna really getting focused there, but she went down as well. So Void Boys again lose 4 heroes. And now North American Rejects looking like they're going to take Roche here. Megapona does have the hook shot. He's going to jump in before the Roche has gone down. Roche about to fall, but the clock goes down first. And in the end, it just ends up essentially being a feed. As clock goes down, then Roche goes down. That allows NAR to pick up the Aegis. It's going to be on their Spectre, and Void Boys looking to punish them for sticking around for so long and at least get that Aegis off of them. As well, the Spectre hiding in the trees there will get found out, and he will take a fall. Now he's going to try to jump away, but the Eclipse will lock him. Will not lock him down, but deal a significant portion of amount of damage there. Schwann with the magic missile was the thing that locked him down. And that is actually huge for Void Boys to not only drop the Spectre and get rid of the Aegis, but to do both. You know, get rid of the Aegis and then drop the Spectre. I said it in the wrong order, but I hope you get it. Either way, Void Boys looking to get back in this game. They're going to get a tier 1 tower here in the bottom lane. That's going to give them a little bit more gold. Now it's actually the second tower that we've seen taken this game. Of course, the top tier 1 tower also went down. 747 will get a regen rune. Schwann and Mercy please here. It looks like they're just stacking the ancient camps from the high ground. Now they're going to take it as a team.
Dire's middle tower is under
will
attack.
It just be the 2 of them? It might be. I was thinking that maybe all the heroes are going to be there to make sure that they're able to get that camp down, but it looks like they're just going to need the Luna and the Vengeful Spirit, and the Venge will definitely like that extra bit of XP that she's going to be getting here. Top lane, or in the jungle, I should say. Chen's going to get picked off by MSS, and Megapona is going to try to TP away, and indeed, he's able to do so. He was very close to going down. Not sure exactly what the HP was, but it was very, very close. Well, they got the stack down to about half before they made the rotation over to try and help their teammates, and now they're kind of on the back foot here. The question is, why are they going to be able to defend?
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I don't know. Glyph is going to be used. Do you defend this mid tier 1? Well, I think certainly if NAR is going to back away that easily, then you definitely defend it. As I thought NAR probably could have committed to that tower a little bit, as they must have known that Eclipse is still on cooldown. That's got to give them a decent to the fight. They didn't have Thunder God's Wrath though, so maybe that's why. I'm not sure. Either way, let's take a quick look at the items, as we'll find out what everyone's got. And well, Mask of Madness on a Spectre. Played a few games with Indie Bear where he's gone Mask of Madness on the Spectre in pubs, and I have to say your pub teammates do not like this. They get mad about it, but it's definitely a good build. As Ush deciding to pick up the Mask of Madness, it's going to allow him to get involved a little bit earlier, but also farm faster, which is one thing that Spectre really struggles with. Of course, once he gets the Radiant, he's able to farm a little bit faster, but this is going to allow him to both get involved, but also deal a little bit more damage in the team fights when he is involved, but also farm when he's not involved. So a good pickup for him. As for our Zeus, looks like it's going to be a 4-staff. It's going to be his first item. Lion has gotten the Tranquils and a Bracer. MSS got Blink and Blade Mail. Mag, Blink, Force, 1,500 gold. I wonder if he's just going to go straight into a Refresher now. As for our Dire side, the Chen. Almost done the mech, and I think... What is this flying out? Okay, it is...
That hardly hurt at all.
Well, we lost our Queen of Pain there for a second. I was a little bit unsure of what was flying out there. It looks like they're kind of... What? How am I missing this kill?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It is... Okay. I don't know. I'm just apparently completely distracted thinking about these items. As a Mega Poner is going to be the one picking up a Blade Mail soon. It hasn't finished it yet, but we just saw the Lion pick up his Blink Dagger. So that was a good pickup for him. I'm going to skip over Queen of Pain for a second because she's dead. Mercy Please has the Yasha and the Morbid Mask, as well as a Ring of Aquila. The Vengeful Spirit has picked up her medallion, so she's sitting pretty right now with the Tranquils. As for our Queen of Pain, she's just going to respawn now, is going to complete the Necro Book 2. And Mr. Sizzle was asking in chat, why the Necro Book on the Queen of Pain? And, well, let's think about this for a second. It is going to give Void Boys a little bit more push, which means maybe they're a little bit wary of going too deep into this game against the Spectre, as they do have push with the Chen. Luna's also another hero that pushes quite well, so maybe they're just looking to add on a little bit more push and put the pressure on early on and try to take down those towers. Like I said, we've already seen them take down two, so maybe they're trying to add that on so that they can push a little bit harder. Certainly it's not a bad item on Co-op, but outside of that, I'm not really sure what the use is really going to be.
Top tower has fallen.
As there's some AoE damage that will come out from NAR, but if you're going to use the Necro Book to deal damage to a single target like that, I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best choice. But Void Boys will look to push here. They've got 3 Centaurs on their Chen. That's it's the holy grail of creeps for the Chen. They are going to lose one, as the other one's going to get sucked off, so it's got no mana. It's not going to be able to stomp, but here comes one from the above. But they're going to back away, and, well, so will everyone else on the side of Void Boys. As Mercy Please sitting up here in the top lane, farming, and stopping Ush from pushing and putting pressure on that tier 2. Now Ush will just back away. Probably farm up a little bit of this jungle on his way out. Or not. Looks like he wants to engage on the Luna. Maybe just initiate here and back away, as we see a little bit of fight going on in the dire jungle as well. And there we go. Mercy Please goes down to Ush. So Ush, man, that was a lot of damage. Holy. I'm actually quite surprised the amount of damage that Ush was able to do there. Of course, the Thunder God's Wrath came out, and that was going to be something that definitely chunked the Luna, but wow, the Spectre did a lot of damage. Not bad. The Luna actually realizing that she wasn't even going to go down. You can see she still has Eclipse available. Didn't even choose to pop it there. It would have been able to return a good amount of damage to the Spectre, but that's not going to get you a kill. It's just going to end up with you being dead, the Spectre being on, 2/3 HP. And then you sitting there on cooldown with your ult.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, let's see Void Boys push this tier 1 tower. It's going to be their first, actually not their first, their last tier 1 tower that they're going to claim, as that's all 3 going down for them. Thunder God's Wrath will come out again, spotting out the nearest targets from Void Boys, and well, they were still in the mid lane, so No real reason for them to rush back here. But they will just fall back into their jungle and farm up a little bit as finally the mech gets completed on the Chen. And that's going to help
Dire's
Void Boys
bottom
push a little
tower
bit
is under
harder.
attack.
If that is indeed what they're going to go with the Necro Book. And, I'm looking
Radiant's
for
middle tower
Chen's
is under
creeps.
attack.
Where are they? He didn't lose all of them, did he? They're not. I don't know. I don't know where the Chen creeps are. They're gone. They're all dead. Either way, we're going to get a 5-man smoke from Void Boys, and well, maybe they'll even pick up this 24-minute rune as it's going to be double damage. 747 is going to bottle that up as we see a Megaponer jump on in with the hook shot. But now Chad, great positioning there with the Blink Dagger, gets a huge Earth Spike off, and then a bigger RP. Oh my god! Woo! Korok! Wow. I mean, it was a big RP from Korok, but you gotta give some credit to Chad. He blinked in, perfect stun, the line stun, hitting multiple heroes. I think he got 3 in it, and then that RP from Korok just sealed the deal immediately after Void Boys got wiped there. The GG was just thrown out. They said, that's it, we're done. That was too crazy. That's holy. Take a look at these scores now, and you see just how lopsided that game was. As it didn't really feel like that for a little while, and then all of a sudden one team fight happened, blew it wide open, and then just from there, the North American Rejects just kept the ball rolling. Unreal to think the best record on Void Boys is 1-6-2. Maybe you can consider 0-4-3 better than 1-6-2. I'm not sure. but my goodness. North American Reject 6-1-14 on the Spectre, 4-1-20 on the Zeus, 11-0-10 on the Magnus. Korok, holy. The one with the least impressive score, Chad, 0-1-11, had probably the biggest play at the end there. Impressive game coming out from North American Rejects. It was a quick one, just 24.5 minutes. They showed up a little bit late, but when they actually got in the game, they didn't waste any time. 24-minute game. They just disposed of Void Boys. And yeah, like you're saying in chat, look at that Luna GPM, 396. Yikes. You compare the last hits, 136 on the Luna versus 141 on the Spectre. That's close. But the GPM is anything but. 396 versus 503. Wow. Either way, impressive stuff coming out from the North American Rejects. They start off Group D. 1-0 as Void Boys. Well, they're not going to be able to match what they did last season. As they finished in their group 3-0. As this time around, they're going to be starting 0-1. Going to try and climb their way back. It'd be quite an upset if they didn't even advance out of the group. They finished 4th last season, so either way, that's going to wrap it up for this game. We've got 2 more coming on tonight. As both of those are going to also feature the North American Rejects, so we can expect to see some more great plays from them. It's going to be a little bit before our next game, as I believe it's starting at 8:45, I think. So we're going to switch over to the overlay. We're going to cheat here. It's 8:45. There we go. Look, we can even update our timer here. There we go, 8:45, so it's going to be about 21 minutes. Hopefully you guys will stick with us for that. Once again, I'm Niz. Hit that follow button on twitch.tv/NizCast to hear more of my casts. And make sure you stick around for those next upcoming games because they're going to be good ones. But yeah, follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube at NizCast. Follow me on Twitter at NizCast. And follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/NizCast. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break because we do have 21 minutes for the next match. And hopefully you will too, but hopefully you'll also come back because we've got NAR versus Top 5.